and welcome to Kids Newsroom, KNR, your one-stop shop for the latest in children's news and local and international. Right here on SABC 2, SABC Plus, and of course DTT. Igama lami ngumhlonhlo buhle Geleba inzwakazi yaseMampondomiseni. Mandinamkele enkqubeni yethu yanamhlanje ngale mini inkulu kangaka apha eMzantsi Afrika, imini yabantu abatsha, and of course the Day of the African Child. As usual, I am not alone. I am joined by the beautiful Kaho.
Hi, thank you, Bushe. Awsheni dumelang thabela bagaresho. O aming pelale na lerono ke Kaho wa Mabunda, and I am so excited for this jam-packed episode. Without any further ado, let's get straight into this new week's news headlines.
$1 Trillion Kids is changing the financial landscape of Africa through financial literacy.
The youth of 2023 brings their views on June 16 in our second segment.
One of my favorites on the show, we end off the show with Kidiology children performing arts. These and more stories later on in the bulletin.
Langiseni maungu lama famba kwe mafeni South Africa.
In our national news wrap this week, Gauteng Provincial Police Commissioner Mr. Elias Mawela revealed the latest crime stats. Sadly, the statistics revealed that at least 61 children were murdered in the first 3 months of the year. In the same period, 6 police officers were also murdered. Mr. Mawela stated that contact crimes remained a major contributor to the province's crime stats. He also said, although there is a slight reduction in robbery with aggravating circumstances, it is concerning that people are easily robbed through online shopping scams and e-hailing services platforms. This week, we also observed International Albinism Awareness Day. This day is commemorated annually on the 13th of June. The aim is to celebrate the human rights of persons living with albinism worldwide. Albinism is a non-contagious skin difference present at birth. In almost all types of albinism, both parents must carry the gene for it to be passed on, even if they don't have albinism themselves. The condition is found in both sexes regardless of ethnicity, and in all countries around the world. This year's theme is Inclusion is Strength. Finally, back to Gauteng. The education online registration is finally here. The 2024 online admissions process for grade 1 and grade 8 has finally opened and will remain open until the 14th of July at midnight. Admissions will allow a single application process, meaning all parents and guardians applying for grade 1 and grade 8 will apply at the same time. Parents have been encouraged to use home addresses that are within the school feeder zone. This will ensure that children are placed in schools close to where they reside. Applicants who do not have access to the internet or resources required to apply have been encouraged to visit any one of the department's 80 dedicated walk-in centers located across 15 education district offices. It's time to get registered. That's all we have in this week's National Wrap.
Back home now, financial literacy is botlhokwa kudu for rena as bana. Knowing how to handle money responsibly from an early age can help set up children for the future. $1 Trillion Kids are changing financial landscape for Bomo South Africa through a program that they recently launched with the aim of not only teaching children about financial literacy but develop trillionaire mindsets.
The country's public education system is currently ranked the worst performing in the world. In addition to a high employment rate, crime, and teenage pregnancy, the $1 trillion Kids is geared towards mitigating this problem experienced by the education sector. This is why they have launched a financial literacy program which will promote financial discipline to children.
Welcome to the very first program launch of the $1 trillion Kids Club. Today is a historical day where we launch a program that will alter the future for me and all children.
Today we were launching the $1 trillion Kids Club, which is a financial literacy program which aims to upskill our children with financial knowledge, to teach them how to save and invest. We teach them how to have a healthy relationship with money. So we teach them morals and ethics surrounding interacting with money. We're trying to teach them to be people who see gaps and become problem solvers, people who implement solutions.
Just imagine finishing high school and already being in the habit of budgeting and spending money wisely. Well, kids share their excitement on the program and how this will cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset.
This program will give children, or rather will give the teenagers, all the knowledge that they need to create successful businesses in the future. This program will also include agricultural sectors, nanotechnology, and it will also include computer application technology.
I'm so excited about the upcoming $1 trillion Kids program. I'm so happy that it's going to be finally there and that I'm going to be finally learning about money.
I'm confident that the $1 trillion Kids will enroll me into this program.
So my business is an ice cream business I mostly sell at my house. So a lot of kids come, so I have more money. We are privileged to have this opportunity at a young age, and I believe we can change our economy one child at a time. I am super excited and I cannot wait for classes to start and to explain more about the $1 trillion Kids Club.
Being part of the program is actually huge too, because learning financial literacy ngapha and imboni, like it's a lot, and it's both bomb, like financial literacy and spirituality, they both make a bomb.
The TDK is calling on the Department of Education to intervene to ensure that they create a generation of problem solvers.
Our call to the educational departments and systems in place is, how do we begin to have a conversation that will assist us and help develop our children? How does the system implement policies or put structures in place that will groom a child from grassroots up all the way till university?
By starting from a young age, we have a greater chance of creating the culture of investing and trillionaires. Halala to $1 trillion Kids for breaking the cycle. Timlo Kalosa Ununganyezi Lubisi, SABC News, Johannesburg.
And that's exactly what we're all about right here on KNR. Let's quickly go to an ad break. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome back to all our SABC2, SABC Plus and DTT viewers. I know most of us are excited that today is a holiday, but do you ever ask yourself what is so special about this day, June 16, and how it came to be known as Youth Day? This next insert sheds some light on why we are celebrating today, and it definitely wasn't always joyous.
Wednesday, the 16th of June 1976. On this day, thousands of learners from secondary schools in Soweto gathered to march in protest against the compulsory introduction of Afrikaans as the medium of instruction. The learners organized themselves and were led by the South African Student Movement and the Soweto Student Representative Council, supported by the Black Consciousness Movement. The protest was peaceful, but the police opened fire on the unarmed children, and over 500 people were killed that day. The Education Act that was passed by Bantu Education Department is what sparked the fire, which caused the beginning of this onslaught. Protests and riots started spreading rapidly. In remembrance of these events, 16 June is now a public holiday known as Youth Day in the New South Africa. On this day, we remember the heroes who lost their lives or lost all they had in the fight for their right to a better education. From KNR, long live Makabane. Viokas Gafile, SABC News, Johannesburg.
In our roundtable today, we look at the significance of the struggle of the youth of 1976, how it affected and paved the way for us, and what more still needs to be done to empower young people. We met up with some learners from Chartwell Entrepreneurship and Leadership School, and this is what they had to say.
Good afternoon, Sanbonani, Dumelang, KNR viewers. My name is Lerato Mpofu. I'm from Chartwell Entrepreneurship and Leadership School. Today I'll be your guest presenter. The new democratic government declared 16 June as our National Youth Day and June as the Youth Day. So we will be sharing views on why we celebrate Youth Month. Just before we start, according to you, what is Youth Month all about, Sinashe?
Youth Day is all about the contributions and sacrifices that all the youth kids have made.
I think that Youth Day is about appreciating the sacrifices that the children made on the 16th of June 1976, that they skipped school and protested against learning in Afrikaans.
Youth Day is all about the celebration that over 10,000 learners have protested over their rights of not learning Afrikaans in all subjects. And also, I would like to say that we would be learning, without them, we would have been learning in Afrikaans right now.
According to my knowledge, Youth Day is to celebrate the day whereby the learners who marched down the streets of Soweto protesting as they did not want to learn certain subjects in Afrikaans as it is not their home language.
I say that if children ever protested in Soweto, we would have been learning in Afrikaans and some children would achieve more goals than others.
I think that would be learning subjects like chemistry, business and maths in Afrikaans, and it wouldn't be a good experience because we wouldn't be able to grasp the concept of Afrikaans quickly.
I think that they wouldn't be able to achieve the goals that they have achieved now, especially because they don't know Afrikaans.
We would have been certainly learning in Afrikaans by now, and that as other kids, Afrikaans is not their home language. They would have been really excelling well in their studies as it's not their home language. So I think that there would have been a lot of failing and stuff, because like you can't learn a language that is not your home language. I would certainly feel very bad because like I would be robbed of the opportunity to get a better education in reaching a language that I can properly understand, because I cannot learn in a language that's certainly not my language.
I think I wouldn't be able to pass most of my subjects, especially English and other subjects, because it's too hard for me to learn in Afrikaans.
I think that we wouldn't be excelling well in our studies because it would be hard to understand Afrikaans.
Children won't understand the language that I mostly understand about, and I feel like it will be more bad about how they are feeling and I'm passing. It won't be unfair to some kids.
What change would you mostly like to see in the name of our country's youth?
I would like to see youth kids stop smoking and drinking and other crimes like that.
I would like to see our today's youth coming out of these special big careers and stuff, so like we can be up with the other countries and stuff.
I would like to see our youth aiming for higher places like university so that they can improve their studies.
I would like to see our country going to higher standards, because as we are living now in Africa, in South Africa, it feels like it's not being its full potential.
That's it for today. Thank you guys for your views. That's it for now from me and my team. Goodbye.
While the 16th of June 1976 was a day that ended in tragedy, it has come to represent profound change in South Africa's social-political landscape. We asked you at home what it's like to be a young person and what Youth Day means to you. This is what you had to say.
I think our June 16 heroes deserve eternal praise, but there's still so much more to be done with South Africa's education system, and that we need more people like our fallen heroes to stand up for what they believe in. So happy Youth Day.
Jeugdag is 'n dag waarin Suid-Afrika ons toekoms vier, want ons land het 'n toekoms, maar dis die jeug van vandag wat opgevoed en bygestaan moet word om ons volle potensiaal te bereik. Opvoeding in jou moedertaal is so belangrik vir die redes as ons jong mense saam staan, mekaar respekteer en nie bang is om op te staan vir waarin ons glo, kan niemand ons onderkry. Ons is die môre van Suid-Afrika.
Thank you to the heroes of 1976. Your legacy is still alive. It is for us to accelerate and put the struggle into another level, to focus on the economy and block out any unemployment. There's still a lot of work that we need to do, but thank you for your hard work and for guiding us.
As we celebrate 47 years of Soweto uprising, we congratulate them, although we are still in a state of a complete low spirit due to the level of unemployment. The struggle is still on. It is up to us to accelerate the struggle and put it to the next level, focusing on the economy and locking out unemployment. Long live Spirit of Soweto Uprising. Long live. Happy Youth Day.
Youth Day, we celebrate Youth Day on 16 June. We celebrate Youth Day to honor those students and the youth that struggled in 1976 for equal education and equal opportunities. Today I would like to thank them for what they did and sacrificing themselves. Thank you.
Interesting comments, right, Buse?
Yes.
Let's go to our break.
Siphinde sikwamkele embukeli enkqubeni. To commemorate June 16 this year, Shamza Literary Club, in partnership with Darlow, descended to MC Wheeler Primary School, north of Joburg in Alexandra, to educate young scholars about the history behind the day, whilst entertaining them. Accompanying the Literary Club was Realeboga Mrwebi, who wrote a book titled Bofelo Learns About June 16. She explores the themes of June 16 through creative writing and folktale. Her book is available in English and Sesotho. Our producer, Liema Vumisa, went to the launch of the book, and this is how it all went down.
Today, we'll be wearing school.
A 17-year-old Realeboga Mrwebi recently touched down at MC Wheeler Primary School. This comes after she published a book earlier this year about June 16, aimed at widening children's knowledge on the historic day. The event was nothing short of bliss, with various activities prepared, including a self-awareness talk with Mrs. South Africa, majorettes dancers keeping attendees entertained, as well as storytelling by learners from the school. Realeboga took to the stage as part of the speakers of the day to share little crumbs about her book titled Bofelo Learns About June 16. And lucky for us, she had more to say about her inspiration and how she came up with the title and the characters in the book.
I was told what was June 16, what happened in June 16. My cousins, my aunts handed the baton to me. So telling people that Bofelo learns about June 16, it was whereby my little sister is Bofelo. I was handing the baton to her, telling her what is June 16. The information that I was told, I decided to put it in a book. The characters in my book, ke Bofelo le nkgono wa hae. The reason ke choose the Bofelo, like I said, Bofelo, like, in a long one, curious. So I decided, wait again, ha mang kapa cousin aka I sim Bofelo fela a batla o tseba June 16 keng a nke buka fela instead of a batla o qoqela story seo buka ke for mang le mang a batlang o tseba ka June 16 a ka tlasa 10 years.
Shamsa Literary Club, the publisher of Ria's book, was also in attendance. Shamsa, whom the club is named after, spoke on children being marginalized when it comes to historical topics and why it's important for children to also be clued up.
Through Shamsa Literary Club and Ria, we thought, this is a sad topic and a scary one. Imagine June 16, children were killed. There was a lot of violence. But is there a way to package this message that is a little bit lighter, but the message is still able to come across?
Although times might have changed and progressed, the principal emphasized the importance of children nowadays continuing what our forefathers initiated and fought for.
The road to democracy, it's the road that needs to live within us as a nation, as South Africa. So as and when people get old, young ones get born, they should always carry the banner of June 16. June 16 is the day that actually gave birth to democracy. Had June 16 not been there, children of today wouldn't be where they are.
Now, if you at home would love to lay your hands on this informative book, make sure to check out the details on our screen right now. For SABC News on KNR, I am Liema Vumisa in Johannesburg.
Let's check out what we have on our What's Trending News.
Freedom!